The United Kingdom's Ministry of Defense latest intelligence update on Ukraine, September 10, 2023. In response to recent drone attacks on Russian airbases near the Estonian border, the governor of Russia's Pskov Oblast has organized volunteer security patrols to bolster defenses. Reportedly, up to 800 citizens have been enlisted for the patrols, following damage to two Illinois 76 transport aircraft at Kresty Air Base on August 29 from probable short-range drone strikes launched from within Russia. The patrols, divided into groups of 50 across multiple municipalities, will monitor border areas and critical infrastructure, especially airports and airbases. While the patrols may act as a deterrent and provide basic detection, Russia requires more advanced air defense systems with surveillance, kinetic and electronic interception capabilities to effectively counter enemy drones. The reliance on volunteers likely indicates a shortage of trained Russian security personnel. The patrols can monitor border areas, but are unlikely to overcome Russia's deficiencies in modern air defenses. Overall, the ad hoc use of volunteers underscores the vulnerabilities Russia faces from small mobile drone attacks, a threat Moscow will continue to struggle against without substantial improvements to detection and interception technologies. General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine Situation Update. Day 564 of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine continues with ongoing fierce fighting in the east and south. On September 10th, Ukrainian forces repelled 25 Russian ground attacks across multiple axes. Russia also launched missile, air and artillery strikes across Ukraine, including 33 Shahed 136 and Shahed 131 kamikaze drones targeting Kyiv Oblast. Ukrainian air defenses neutralized 26 drones. In total, Russia conducted 5 missile strikes, 81 air strikes, 27 multiple launch rocket system attacks against Ukrainian positions and civilian areas. Over 100 residential buildings and infrastructure damaged. Civilian casualties reported. Ukrainian counteroffensive has secured partial gains around Klishchivka and Robotyne after assault operations, consolidating new positions. Fierce fighting continues around Bakhmut as Russia tries to gain ground. Ukraine holding back attacks near Orahovo-Vasilivka, Klishchivka, and Kurdyumivka. Ukrainian Air Force conducted 10 strikes against Russian troop concentrations and equipment. Russia relying heavily on Iranian-made Shahed drones for strikes deep into Ukrainian-held territory due to depletion of precision missiles. Air defenses intercepting drones with increasing success. Russia shelling Kherson heavily as Ukraine looks to retake city. Antonivka Bridge remains out of service. Overall assessment: Russia is relying on intense artillery and drone strikes to make incremental gains in Donbass's ground offensive stalls. Ukraine's air defenses improving against drones. Counteroffensive in south continues to pressure Russian supply lines and wear down forces. The Institute for the Study of War Russian Offensive Campaign Assessment. Ukraine secures more gains around Robotyne and Zaporizhzhia Oblast. Video confirms Ukrainian troops advancing east of Novoprokopivka toward Russian-held territory. Ukraine has retaken 1.5 square km near Robotyne per officials. Incremental Ukrainian advances reported near Bakhmut. Ukraine claims unspecified success around Klishchivka as battles rage south and west of the city. Ukraine's counteroffensive pressure continues across 2 fronts, pushing south from Kharkiv Oblast and north from Kherson Oblast. Russia forced to divert resources to defend gains. Russia relies on mass artillery and airstrikes to hit civilian areas and infrastructure due to lack of precision missiles. But air defense is improving against Iranian-made drones. Russia likely reinforcing troops in Luhansk Oblast to hold gains around Lysychansk-Siversk. But losses and low morale hampering Russian ops. Ukraine is systematically grinding down Russian forces and remaining on the strategic offensive. Russia is on its back foot, struggling to hold gains and increasingly resorting to terror tactics. Ukraine likely seeks to exhaust Russia's resources before any major counterattack. The Institute for the Study of War key takeaways today. The Ukrainian military expects counteroffensive operations to continue through late 2023, undeterred by winter weather that has not previously stopped fighting. Russia is still facing persistent troop morale and logistics issues along the front lines per soldiers' accounts. Russia conducted widespread Shahed drone strikes against Kyiv and other areas, terrorizing civilians and critical infrastructure. Fighting remains intense around Bakhmut and western Zaporizhzhia as Russia tries to regain some lost ground. Ukraine says Russia has concentrated over 420,000 personnel in occupied areas, not including other forces, a massive troop footprint. Russia staged final voting in sham elections in occupied territories, forcing residents to cast ballots. Russia is paying a high price to make marginal gains and slowly losing long-term combat power. Ukraine seeks to exhaust Russia through the winter while avoiding risky offensives. Russia's coercive referendums and mobilization unlikely to change trajectory of stalemate. Ukraine maintains initiative but faces grueling fight ahead.